So in today's video, I'm actually going to be driving around in Greenville with the cheapest direct drive wheel that you can get. And I'm pretty much just going to be driving around with some cars in Greenville with this thing, seeing how it performs, how it feels, and all of that sort of stuff. Going to be a super cool video as it's been a long time since I've used a wheel in Greenville, so I am super excited to do this. Yeah, anyways, before we do get into today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as we are on the road to 20.5k subscribers. So thank you guys so much as always. And for those of you guys who would like to join my Discord server, that is in the description below. For those of you guys who would like to stay up to date with all of my future content and all of Greenville and South Florida's update information. But anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the wheel that I'm actually using here today is called the Canis C5, and you can actually get this for 10% off for 1 week if you use my code SHARD. And if you guys are watching this video later on, you can still use the code for 5% off, and you can do that with the link in the description below. Now this wheel is quite interesting because although it's priced very similarly to wheels like the G920, it actually is a direct drive wheel, which means that it doesn't have any gears or belts or anything like that. So it is extremely quiet while also having extremely strong force feedback, especially compared to wheels like the G920. Additionally, the entire motor is actually in the very back of the wheel right here, as you guys can see. Like, that is quite literally it. And compared to the G920, which I used to use in the past, this thing is miles better. Now, as for the design, it does have synthetic leather around the wheel, which may be a downside to some people, but in my opinion, I haven't actually noticed a decrease in quality, and it's actually still very good quality in my opinion. Furthermore, there is actually a carbon fiber front plate on the wheel right here, with a bunch of customizable buttons, obviously, which can all be used for different purposes. We also have these little dials too, which are also very nice to see here. Two very cool things that I actually noticed was that this thing does have shift lights on it, which is actually a super nice detail. And it also has this little screen right here, which I know for a fact can be used to show what gear you're in or what speed you're in. However, I'm assuming it can be programmed to different things as well on top of that. Now, although in my opinion, this wheel doesn't really have any downsides, for some people, one of the major downsides would likely be how small the paddle shifters are. Now, if you don't have massive hands, this shouldn't really be an issue at all, and you wouldn't really even notice how small they actually are. But for those with larger hands, some of you might not end up liking this, which would be totally understandable. However, in my opinion, it hasn't really proved to be an issue so far. Additionally, the mount right here is very, very slim. As you guys can see, only being that thick, which is a lot slimmer than wheels like the G920's mount. And literally all that's back here is a cooling fan for the wheel, and that's quite literally it. Now, as for the pedals right here, unfortunately, these are not as good in my opinion. So first of all, you guys will notice immediately that there is no clutch pedal, and there is only a brake and an accelerator, which should be ideal for most people. However, that could definitely be a letdown. Furthermore, the quality of the pedals themselves aren't that great, but I mean, keep in mind that these are one of the, if not the cheapest set of sim racing pedals on the market right now, so I mean, you can't really go wrong, to be completely honest. And in my opinion, the wheel itself definitely makes up for those flaws. Alright, so starting off here, we're going to be driving around in the new Lamborghini Gallardo Supercorsa Speciale trim, and obviously I am going to have to drive with one hand here, as I am kind of holding the camera with my other arm right now. But anyways, let's get straight into it here. So let's push down on the accelerator, and yeah, man, it has been a super long time since I last drove with a wheel in Greenville. Also, a cool detail that I actually forgot to point out on this thing is that it can actually have a pretty much infinite rotational angle, because since once again the motor is built into the back of this thing, there is not actually anything restricting this thing from rotating, which does quite literally mean that you can set a custom rotational angle for any game that you play with this, which is super awesome to see. Right here, I do have it set to 900 degrees, which is the default, but this does mean that I am going to have to drive a lot more realistically. But yeah, overall, so far, it seems to be pretty smooth right here. I've always loved driving around with a wheel in games like Greenville, as you know, it's definitely a lot smoother than using keyboard and mouse, and even controller, I'd say. Obviously, it is going to be a lot smoother since, you know, cars are supposed to be driven with wheels, but it's still definitely something to get used to for the most part. Anyways, let's go floor this thing down this little patch of road right here. I'm probably going to end up crashing, but I mean, hey, whatever. Super fun though. Now, I will say the force feedback doesn't actually work here in Roblox. However, if you are to play other games like BeamNG or like Forza Horizon 5, for example, then the force feedback will work great. And hear it from me first, man, it is actually amazing. Like, it literally feels like you are driving a real car with this thing, which is kind of crazy. Brakes as well, super good. Right, next up here, I've actually gotten out the new Renault 5. And the reason for that is because this thing does have a full interior, for those of you guys who don't know. Like, I mean, it is probably the most detailed car in the game. So, I mean, hey, why not drive this thing? It would be a missed opportunity not to. So this is going to be definitely pretty interesting to see, since, you know, it's actually going to feel like I'm driving a real car for the most part. Anyways, chucking this thing into drive. Let's drive away right here. As you guys will notice, the steering wheel movements in game compared to the actual wheel do seem relatively choppy. Obviously, this isn't necessarily the wheel itself. It is simply just because Greenville obviously isn't really made to have actual wheels used in it. But I mean, hey, that's what I'm doing today, so it kind of feels cursed doing this, but I mean, who's going to stop me, you know? I have to say, the brakes actually do feel very realistic though, especially compared to the G920 brakes. At least these ones you can actually push fully down. You know, that's definitely something that I don't miss with Logitech's pedals. Anyways, let's turn right right on this intersection right here. Hopefully we don't crash. Let's go. Ooh, we just made it. Okay, listen guys, you're gonna have to give me the benefit of the doubt here. It is way harder driving around with a wheel in Roblox than it is in real life. And oh, tight corner right there. All right, we made it. I think I'm actually gonna drive up to the hotel and then we'll swap out to a new car over there. Honestly though, it is kind of surreal driving around first person like this though, with a wheel of course. And another tight corner right here. Let's hit it right there. Okay, we made it. Okay, I'm actually getting pretty good at this now. I can't even lie. I honestly thought it would be a lot harder to drive. Oh my gosh, dude, I almost just crashed. Somehow I activated my indicator as well. Who gave me my driver's license, man? All right, next up here we got the new remodeled Dodge Charger. This thing is pretty sick, obviously, so you know, why not drive it? It looks pretty awesome in my personal opinion. All right, put that thing in sports mode, man. We gotta go with this thing. We got places to be, man. Obviously it is gonna be way harder for me to drive good with this thing with only one hand, but I can just imagine how good this thing would be if I was actually using two hands right now. I mean, even then I can definitely tell that the steering is a lot smoother, at least when I don't crash, and it's definitely a huge change of pace compared to using a keyboard. Let's just floor it down here real quick, see how fast I can get before I crash. And oh, okay, I already crashed. I'm terrible, man. But yeah, like, I mean, once again, for a direct drive wheel, this thing is amazingly priced. Obviously there are a few trade-offs such as the pedals and some other small stuff as well, but I mean, all in all, it's actually pretty good. And additionally, for those of you guys who are worried about the pedals, you can obviously use alternative pedals, which means that you aren't stuck with these if you don't want to use them. And honestly, even the wheel itself, if you only get that, it's honestly so great in my opinion. Okay, let's turn left right here. All right, and we're off, man. Not too bad whatsoever. I'm honestly gonna try to do some parking in this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but I mean, hey, it's worth a shot. All right, I think this motel right here should be a good area to do it. Okay, let's just park into the simple parking lot first and see if we can go from there. And oh, I'm already fumbling so hard right now. All right, we got this pretty straight, and let's just brake right there. All right, let's check my parking. Not too bad actually. That's pretty solid. Gotta give me credit there. All right, let's now try turning left into this parking spot. See what we can get right here. I'm pretty atrocious at parking, so oh, actually no, we got that too. Oh, hold up. I'm like getting good at parking now with it. Pretty solid. All right, now I kind of want to try and reverse back into that parking lot. I don't know if I'll be able to get into the same one again, but we can try. This is gonna be a bit harder maybe, but we'll see. I think I could do it. I don't know if I'll actually get into this one. I might go into this back one instead, so then I can straighten myself up a bit better. All right, let's try that. All right, we're gonna have to go forward a bit. I accidentally went back a bit too much. Okay, let's just do that. Straighten out as well. And all right, not too shabby whatsoever, to be honest. I definitely don't think I'd be able to park that smooth on a keyboard and mouse, so hey, that's pretty good. All right, now I feel like going on a bit of a camping trip right here. So I got this new camper van. This thing came out in one of the very recent updates, so we're gonna head over to the campsite in this thing and see what's up. Hopefully we make it there unscathed, since you know this is a pretty massive vehicle to be driving around in. But I mean, hey, we should be right. You guys should be able to trust me. I'm just gonna floor it down here. You know, we ain't wasting any time. We gotta get straight there, man. Yeah, once again though, very, very smooth. You know, unlike keyboard and mouse where you'll have very jittery movements, you know, this is a lot smoother. And the wheel itself, even with no force feedback in Roblox, obviously, is super nice to drive, and it also feels super nice as well. It definitely feels a lot like an actual wheel, you know, from a real car. Anyways, we're in the new map expanded area right here. Probably going a bit too fast, honestly. You know, gotta watch out for those vehicles on the road, even though I don't think there are any, but you know, better safe than sorry, I guess, you know. Passing under the bridge here. All right, and now we're gonna turn right into this little area right here. Hopefully you make it. This is where it's gonna get a bit challenging, I think, because you know, it is off-roading a bit. I think I should be able to make it though with this wheel. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, we kind of just hit that right there. All right, we should be right though. We should be right. This thing's made for off-roading, so I mean, you know, we should be chill. I think I'm gonna be a bit of Daredevil here and go up the second hill actually. You know, get those better views and stuff. All right, I'm gonna try to get one of these campsites on the end right here. Let's try to park up in this little like park area. See if we can just squeeze in there real quick. We might have to reverse out. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to reverse out real quick. So let's just do that. Okay, not the best parking job for me right here, guys. I'm sorry. All right, we'll try it again. We'll try to go a bit wider. Go in. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep. All right, we should be able to do it. We should be able to do it. And there we go. Very clean, very clean. We successfully made it to the campsite. Anyways, though, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, as always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we are on the road to 20.5k subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. And for those of you guys who would like to join my Discord server, that is in the description below. For those of you guys who would like to stay up to date with all of my future content and all of Greenville and Southwest Florida's update information. But yeah, anyways, huge shout out to Cammers for sending me out this wheel to review. It's honestly been an awesome opportunity. And let me know in the comments below if you guys are going to look into buying one of these for yourselves, as you know, it is honestly a super awesome wheel for the price. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one.